Who actually needs a desktop folder inserter that can run 50 saved jobs and stack 200 sheets vertically? If you're printing and stuffing 50 to 300 pieces a day for newsletters, membership mailings, or small batch invoices, this machine might save you the hourly wage of a temp. If you're only doing 20 envelopes once a month, you're probably better off with a $30 hand inserter and a Sharpie. The Formax FD 6210 Special sits in a weird middle ground. It's too big for a home office and too light-duty for a print shop, so the real question is whether your daily volume justifies the footprint and the price tag. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The headline feature is the 3 feeders, 2 standard sheet feeders plus a dedicated special/BRE feeder that can handle thicker inserts or pre-printed BRE forms without jamming. In practice, that third tray is the difference between I'll fold, stuff, and seal and I'll fold, stuff, seal, and then hand correct the inserts that curled halfway through. If you're mixing a reply card, a contract, and a discount coupon in every envelope, the special feeder keeps the paper path straight and the stacker tidy. The 7-inch color touchscreen is responsive enough that you can load a 50-job sequence at 10 p.m. and walk away, confident the machine won't suddenly switch to French mid-run. The 50 programmable jobs are where the rubber meets the road. Each job stores fold style, feed source, stacker destination, and sensor thresholds, so you don't have to dial in the same settings every Tuesday. If you're running quarterly donor packets with 4 different inserts, you set it once and hit go. The downside is that programming takes patience. There's no copy job button, so duplicating a similar job means re-entering every parameter. If your mailings change weekly, you'll spend more time editing jobs than actually folding paper. The vertical stacker holds about 200 completed pieces before you have to clear it, which is enough for a small mailing run but not a full day's volume. In a real office, that means someone has to babysit the machine every hour or two, which defeats the purpose if you were hoping to set it and forget it. The envelope and paper presence sensors are a nice touch. They'll pause the job if you run out of envelopes or a sheet feeder empties, but the pause isn't silent, so you'll still hear the beep across the room. If you're in a bullpen, expect at least one coworker to ask what's wrong every time it halts. Setup is straightforward if you follow the included quick start guide, but the clamshell design means you'll need a clear 3-foot radius around the machine for the top to swing open. That footprint is roughly the size of a dorm fridge, so measure your desk or counter before you order. The manual warns about minimum paper weights. Anything under 20 pounds can fold unevenly and you'll want to calibrate the feed rollers for your exact paper stock. If you skip calibration, you'll get double feeds on the first tray and misfolds on the last, so budget an extra half hour for fine-tuning. Noise is another hidden cost. At 60 dB, it's not loud enough to require hearing protection, but it's louder than a laser printer, so don't plan to run it during a Zoom call. The fan kicks in after about 20 minutes of continuous use, which is fine in a back room but noticeable in an open office. If you're printing and stuffing 50 to 300 pieces daily, the FD 6210 Special pays for itself in labor saved within a few months. If you're doing fewer than 20 envelopes a week, the time you spend programming and clearing the stacker will cost more than hiring a temp for an hour. It's also overkill if you only need basic C or Z folds. There are cheaper single tray folders that do the job without the inserter bells and whistles. The real value lives in the special feeder and the 50 job memory. If your mailings mix thick inserts with reply cards, you'll appreciate not having to babysit every run. If your insert mix changes constantly or your volume is tiny, you're better off with a simpler solution. The price tag lands in a no man's land between consumer and pro gear, so make sure your daily workflow actually needs those 3 feeders and 200 sheet stacker before you click buy. Check the link in the description if you want to see the latest price and specs, and decide whether this machine fits the gap between your current setup and a full print shop inserter.